All right. So getting on to the next one. So we have some Memphis City Council people that are. Well, I'm sorry. I'm on the last story. We have candidates coming up for election in this upcoming election, and I mean, it just seemed like it was prudent, honestly, to take a look at who those people were and what they're running for, and who they're competing against. If they're competing against anybody, everybody has to go out and make whatever. Go vote on your conscience. Go vote on your values and what you believe. So it's good to know what you're voting for, because what I do know is everybody needs to go out and vote, especially locally. We always get caught up in doing these national elections because they get the most coverage. It's always in your face, the Biden Trump thing, and then now Vice President Kamala Harris and Trump. It's always in your face, one way or the other. You can't look at anything and not see it. If you look at YouTube at all, you see it all over YouTube more than likely. If you look at anything online, you look at social media, you're going to see it on social media more than likely. If you watch television, if you look at the news at all, you see it constantly. But locally, here in Memphis, that's what we need to be concentrated on, because if you have an idea in mind of what you want your city and your community to be, you need to be active in selecting the people that you feel best fit your values, your thoughts, your what you want to have for your community, whatever direction it goes in. So here's an article about from Commercial Appeal. Meet the candidates. Read the Q&A with people running in August 1st primary in Shelby County. Election day is rapidly approaching, and if you're still weighing who to vote for on August 1st or during early voting, which is going on right now, the Commercial Appeal is here to help. The Commercial Appeal sent out questionnaires to all the candidates running in the contest, running in contested U.S. Congress, Tennessee State, and Tennessee House primaries in Shelby County, as well as candidates running for General Sessions Court and Memphis Shelby County school boards. Now, the only thing that I'll really look at or even speak on is going to be the General Sessions Court, which I haven't found much on the two candidates that are running for that seat, but that and then Memphis Shelby County school boards, because those directly affect our life. General Sessions Court clerk is more or less an administrative type of position. I'm not sure whether or not there's going to be a huge impact for let's find out together whether or not there's a huge impact for running for General Sessions Court, and then obviously the Memphis Shelby County School Board seats that are up for re-election. So you can read the candidate's response to a range of questions in the story below, which are broken out into individual races, and you can find additional coverage at the link that they just provided. I won't worry about that part. So, yeah, we'll jump past. It's important to know the U.S. Congress. Normally, I guess if that's the case, then Steve Cohen, which I'm not sure whether or not, but this is important too. The Tennessee State House, or Tennessee Senate, Tennessee House is important also. So if I were you, I would go look at those people too. I'm just not going to look at them for this feed. Maybe if we can dig into this more in more detail, I'll look at those people also. But all right, so the candidates from Shelby County Clerk. All right, early voting is underway for the Shelby County General Sessions Court clerk race. Former Shelby County Commissioner Tammy Sawyer won the Democratic nomination earlier this year, and former criminal court clerk office employee Lisa Arnold secured her spot on the ballot as the only Republican to qualify. The election in August will be only Shelby County wide race in 2024. So, okay. The General Sessions Court clerk is responsible for keeping records and keeping track of funds for both civil and criminal court divisions. So that's what they're charged with. General Sessions Court clerk is responsible for keeping records and track of funds. Early voting will continue through July 27th, which is tomorrow, people, with Election Day on August 1st. The commercial appeal reached out to both Arnold and Sawyer and asked a series of questions to inform voters. Candidate responses have been put in the order they will appear on the ballot. Okay. So obviously you'll see Tammy Sawyer first on the ballot and then Lisa Arnold. So why are you running for General Sessions Clerk? I'm glad. First of all, I'm glad. Good on Commercial Appeal for doing exactly this. That's love. Because this is probably going to be one of the only, if not one of the only, the best way to get to know these people and learn exactly why they're doing what they're doing and why they're qualified. So why are you running for General Sessions Court Clerk? I recognize the importance of the General Sessions Court Clerk's office to the operations of Shelby County's largest court system. The clerk's office manages over 165,000 cases a year, both criminal and civil. There is a significant backlog in the courts, and the clerk's office has the capacity to reduce that backlog, but it requires innovative leadership. I am running because I believe that through improving employee morale and retention rates, advancing the technology of the clerk's office, enhancing customer service and increasing community education on the role and services of clerk and the courts, we can see a significant change in the General Sessions Court operations and service. I am running because Shelby County and Memphis deserve a leader who is dedicated to being present and engaged every day to ensure efficiency, justice, and accountability. Sounds good. Into it. Have you held any elected positions prior to this? Please list them with the number of years you served. And she was a Shelby County Commissioner, District 7, 2018 through 2022, 4 years. So that was a little bit 2 years ago that she held that position. Are there any changes you plan to make if you are elected in August? My first priority is to engage with the current staff and the General Sessions Court Clerk Office to understand their needs. I want to enter the role with their support, and I will engage them in any plans for change. In the first 100 days, I plan to audit the technology employed by the clerk's office and identify the correct systems and equipment to improve our record keeping, customer service, and timeliness. I plan to hire a community engagement manager responsible for educating the community on resources for those facing financial hardship and to receive feedback on community needs. I want to extend operations to North Memphis, Shelby area, where government offices are lacking. We have offices in East and South Memphis. Still, several Shelby County residents in the northern part of the county are impacted by transportation and financial barriers that may hinder their interaction with the courts. I will create a larger pool of certified translators to provide the courts with more support for the increasing number of individuals coming before the court for whom English is a second language. Anything else we would like to add? Our campaign has been endorsed by several community leaders, from grassroots advocates to elected officials to pastors and educators. We have widespread support that underscores the community's belief in my capacity to make necessary improvements to the court office and to utilize the office for community good. Sawyer's campaign website can be found at votetamiSawyer.com. Okay. There's a few things there, a few nuggets there that might, be a positive for the county court clerk office. But it's kind of one of those things, you see what you get there. She answered the questions, the Q&As that Commercial Appeal provided. And I'm not sure. I think I saw a story about some of the issues the county clerk had been experiencing currently right now. Let me see real quick before we jump into Miss Lisa Arnold. Room at the end. I'm not sure exactly where it was. Let's see. Shelby County Circuit Court Clerk issues. Yeah. Well, I saw something in the headlines for issues that were going on along the lines of delays, long wait times, et cetera, et cetera. And the tone was surrounding some of the issues that Tammy Sawyer was highlighting, saying that the record keeping that they currently have is antiquated, and it hurts the people that go into the clerk's office to conduct whatever business that they're attempting to conduct. What that is, I'm not 100% sure. But okay, so the Republican who is currently working, I believe, as a supervisor in the General Sessions Court clerk office, and she got the Republican nomination for it, and is also answering the Q&A from Commercial Appeal. So, Lisa Arnold, why are you running for General Sessions Court clerk? Crime is the top issue facing our community, and the General Sessions Clerk's office is the first stop for criminal defendants after their arrest. So that's what they do. I'm currently running for clerk to use my 33 years experience in the criminal and General Sessions Clerk's offices to ensure information on criminal defendants is accurately collected and recorded. I'll demand exceptional training of clerk employees so justice is served. What experience do you have that qualifies you as the best person for the job? I have 33 years of experience in criminal and General Sessions Court clerk offices. I started working in General Sessions at age 15 during the summers. After the high school graduation, I began working full time in the General Sessions Clerk's office and earned my computer operations degree at State Tech. I worked my way up from the bottom of the ladder and served in key management positions under clerks of both political parties. I served as customer service supervisor, grand jury supervisor, collections supervisor, and finance coordinator. I was the only Republican appointed by former clerk Edward Stanton when I served as manager of the finance department. Have you held any elected positions prior to this? Please list them and the number of years you served. This is my first campaign for public office. Are there any changes you plan to make if you are elected in August? I plan to immediately make changes so we can be more transparent with court data. To be more transparent, employees must be properly trained to properly record the data so judges in our local and state partners can make informed decisions. Right now, our local government and elected representatives do not have access to much court data, particularly when it comes to criminal cases. How can our state legislators make laws or our local governments change policies that affect our court systems if they don't have timely and transparent data from the General Sessions Court Clerk's office? Anything else you would like to add? I also plan to create an action plan targeting the backlog to both criminal and civil cases. I want a specific backlog team to target those cases that have been sitting for too long. The General Sessions Court Clerk's office needs e-filing at both the local and state level immediately. Okay, so Ms. Lisa Arnold seems to have had a lifelong career in the General Sessions and criminal clerk's office. And criminal and General Sessions clerk's offices. Started when she was 15 years old, working in the summer, has worked every single type of position you can work, or I'm not sure, but definitely climbed the ladder from being the age that she was up to, supervisors of certain departments. She's a Republican, and I'm sure she'll bring those ideals to the seat if she happens to fill it. But we know about Miss Tammy Sawyer also because she obviously was a Shelby County commissioner for 4 years. So I think both probably have strengths that will, with Miss Tammy Sawyer, she understands government and knows what she can bring to the table as far as pushing her agenda along. And with Miss Lisa Arnold, she's just been around the block. So, it's just good to know who you're sitting in front of, or who, when you go to that ballot box on now August 1st, because early voting is done. When you go to that ballot box, you need to know who these people are and how they'll serve you, or what their intentions are going into that office. Not just blindly checking a box. Okay, they're Democratic or they're Republican. You want to have some type of idea, and then from that point, dig into it more if that's what is necessary. So yeah. So that's the Shelby County Clerk's office, and that is Shelby County wide. If you live in Shelby County, then you can vote on this particular seat. The other candidates, I believe, are specific to the district that you live in. And if you live in those districts, you can vote. And everybody. So one of the things that I'll be doing, and segueing into something else, one of the things I'll be doing, and you may find me, I'll pass out a business card. On the front of my card, obviously, we'll have a QR code for the platform. So you can jump in, and obviously, please subscribe if you do jump into the platform. But one of the things that I'll be doing is on the back of my business card, we'll have your district. It will have all the districts listed for either Shelby County or Memphis City. And I'll give it to you. I pass them out depending on the area that you live in, whether you're in Memphis proper or if you're in, Shelby County, whichever is applicable to you. There's also a QR code on the back for the districting map. The biggest thing that I wanted to get across to everybody is you should know who your either Shelby County Commissioner is, or you should know who your Memphis City Council person is. And the QR codes on the back of the business card that I pass out, and eventually I will try to disperse them even wider if possible. The biggest thing is go to the QR code. It'll bring you to a map, and I'll bring that up here. Where are you at? Let's just go into it. Shelby County district map. All right. Let's open that up. Let's see if this is it. I think it is. So when you click on the QR code that's on the back, you'll find a place where, it's the map of Memphis and all the surrounding areas, and you could put in your address. So if you lived at, say, I don't know, I'm going to pick a random address, Google Maps, 1860 Court. Okay, so you have to click off the dot. So if you click off the dot a little bit, what sense that makes, I have no clue. You click off the dot onto the actual building, it'll give you this precinct. So it tells you Trinity United Methodist Church Education Building is your voting location. All right. The voting location address, 1738 Galloway. All right. Obviously, your school board district, your city council district number 5. All right. The super district, county commission district. And then obviously the other information for the state and then U.S. Districts. Good information to know. All right. So if I'm looking at my commission district, I guess it would be 7. And I'm coming down here. So that's Henry Brooks. Okay. There's another map there. And obviously not just that, it'd be Memphis City council district map. And here it told me my city council member is 5. So my city council member would be, if I lived there, Mr. Spinoza. Okay. So, yeah, I say all that to say this information is important. You know who your person is, know who your county commissioner is. Those are the people that you need to be in direct contact with when you do end up having, an issue that needs to be discussed. Or if you just want to introduce yourself, that's the person that's representing you. Or if you want to vote, for your district, you need to know who is running for that specific seat. It's just good to know that information. So put that in your memory bank and, operate accordingly. So, good information to have. And it's the same for your Shelby County. If you lived out in the county somewhere, say on Riverdale, let's say you lived out in whatever this is. Okay, so again, boom, boom, boom. You have your Shelby County Commissioner, District 12. Go back, look, and that's Miss Sugarman. So Erica Sugarman. And you can kind of go around it, and now you can get that individual's. You can get her, and I'm still in the district mapping, but when you come back, you can look at here's a picture of Erica Sugarman, and you can read her bio, all the rest of that good stuff, what committees she's on, and contact information. All right, so just good information to have, and we need to be active in the community doing our part. And ultimately, if they're running for office and they're going to be representing us, they should know who we are. We should be able to voice our opinions and or concerns to our county commissioners. And it shouldn't just be people that, you have like your regular handful of people that everybody should be involved in one way or the other and voice and say what needs to be said. That's the only thing. That's the only way change happens. And you can press for certain things if it's something of importance, or how to improve your area, or add to it in some type of way. Have those conversations with your county commissioner and or city council person. All right.